One thing that is really cool about being a camp counselor is you go into it with this mentality that you are there to serve the campers and you're there to help the campers. But what you don't necessarily expect is that in the things that they say or the way that they respond, they can bless you.
I think everybody in life has something to offer, and everyone can teach you something if you're willing to learn it. Yes, I'm older, and yes, I've learned some lessons, but I'm still figuring life out too. And it just means a lot to know that the people who come here for these camps remember that I'm a person, and I definitely have learned more from them than I have ever been able to impart.
Last term was definitely a time of peace where I could really back up and look at the big picture and what really matters and how eternity is affected more than just getting a good grade on paper.
There were things that the campers said to me throughout the course of my time that impacted me more deeply than I think they will ever know, because they were exactly what I needed to hear when I needed to hear it.
Wednesday nights are kind of hard to explain for me because for whatever reason, I think God always really chooses to show up on Wednesday nights. The way it's set up is we have a worship time at the beginning, and then there's a message presented by one of the counselors. And then there's a skit that we always perform called the Everything Skit.
It's a very visceral, very visual depiction of pretty much sin being removed from a person's life.
A lot of people will end up talking about a lot of things that are going on in their lives. And it's just a special time for relationships to form.
Without that skit, without that night, I think a lot of conversations would have been lost by the wayside. Wednesday night is like the point that everything changes.
When I spoke in chapel last summer, it was all about my kind of story, and it was neat just because I think God very much used that opportunity to show me that the bad things that had happened to me could help other people, because I ended up talking to several different people who had had similar family situations, and it was nice to be able to sort of be on the other side of it and to be able to tell them, you're going to get through this, it's going to be okay, God still loves you. For whatever reason, these camps at our school have a really, really special ability to make people realize things and to grow and to change. And when you look back at everything that's happened, you sort of realize how special it's been. The guys who come through my wing and who go through other guys' wings, and the girls as well, are always really intentional about being encouraging. One of my favorite keepsakes from camps over the last 2 years has been just little notes that kids have written me and other counselors. And it's just nice knowing that they appreciate us just as much as we appreciate them.
They just remind me so much of God's love. The way that they just attach themselves to you and look up to you and think that you have all the answers. It just reminds me of how I do not have all the answers and how graceful God is in just giving me the words to say to these people and just reminding me how much He loves me by giving these people to pour into my life as I try to pour into theirs.